So I want to talk a little bit about this ending in Ukrainian ся, s, ya. It's very common. And in the majority of cases, we use this to differentiate between reflexive and non-reflexive verbs. So for example, if I want to say like to wash something, myти. If I want to say like I'm going to wash the window, I could say like я помию вікно. But if I want to say I'm going to wash myself, then I would use the word митися. So мити, being to wash, would be to wash another object. If I say митися, then that would be washing myself. So a lot of times, and one way to tell, or that I like to use, is if you can replace the prefix ся with the word себе, meaning myself, and it makes sense, then you've probably found one of these instances. So for example, I could say помиюся, I will wash myself, or I could say я помию себе, and it would be the same idea. Now, there are instances in Ukrainian, probably fewer, where the prefix or the suffix ся does not have this connotation. One classic example would be the verb to look or to observe, like дивитися. So when we say дивитися, it doesn't mean I'm looking at myself, it's just the form of the verb. Another common way that it's used is in verbs. I don't know that it's necessarily like slang, but one common example that you find in everyday conversation is the differences between saying is the verb to want, and it's the difference between saying like I want something when I use it in a very matter of fact sense, like I want to go to the store tomorrow, just very basic, versus saying like, oh, I came home and I saw this big package of chips on the table and I felt so drawn to it, I really just wanted to have some chips. I don't know, I shouldn't eat them, but I just wanted to have some chips. On this kind of, almost like a bad, not necessarily a bad desire, but this sort of less formal, sort of a gnawing desire, they would use a different form. So the basic, if I just said I want to go, like I want to eat, I could say я хочу їсти, I want to eat. But in my example with the chips, I could say о, я прийшов додому, I came home, я побачив чіпси на столі, I saw the chips on the table, і мені так хотілося, they'll often insert this word так, like I wanted so much, мені хотілося, or мені так хотілося їсти ці чіпси. And it's interesting in this case too, with the basic form of the verb, you would use the standard construction of saying the subject я and then the conjugation in the first person, я хочу. But with this extra ся on the end, they change it and they use the dative case for the personal pronoun мені, and then they'll if it's in the past tense, for example, they would say мені хотілося, or мені хочеться would be the current form. So to wrap up, in many cases, probably the majority of cases, if you see a verb with the prefix ся on the end, it means reflexive motion, like like I'm going to wash myself, for example, as I said. But there are cases where it's just the form of the verb, like дивитися, and then there are other times when they use it more in the slang sense, like my example with мені хотілося, I just wanted to eat those chips. So hope that helps.